I'm Jason Epperson. This is RV Miles, and it's time for the latest in RV and camping news. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks so much for being here. First up, the RV Industry Association's January survey of manufacturers is in, which found that total RV shipments ended the month with 27,629 units, an increase of 21.9% compared to the units shipped in January of 2024. Still, the mix of RVs is considerably swinging toward more affordable units. Towable RVs, led by conventional travel trailers, ended the month up 27.6% from last January, while motorhomes finished the month down 13.6%. The RV Industry Association, or RVIA, has also released its spring edition of its quarterly forecast of RV manufacturing health, projecting a modest increase for 2025, with wholesale shipments ranging from about 333,000 to 366,000 units, with a median of 350,000. That's a bump up from the last projection, which expected production to remain pretty much flat this year compared to last. Quote, after seeing wholesale shipments finish 2024 up 7% at 333,700 units, we are cautiously optimistic that the industry will see further growth over the course of the year, said RV Industry Association President and CEO Craig Kirby. Interest rates continue to be a challenge, but there are green shoots for the market, including continued consumer interest in RVing, creating a positive overall retail environment. Reaching the 350,000 number would be a 5% increase over the 2024 year-end total. Towable RVs are expected to total 313,000, while motorhomes are expected to gain 5.5% to 36,800 units. More in a moment, but first, this video is sponsored by our friends over at Liquified RV Toilet Treatment. Liquified is the best way to liquefy literally your waste, making sure you have a clean, healthy, and good-smelling black tank. Liquified is available at Amazon, many retail stores, and on their website, liquifiedrav.com. And right now, they are giving away an RV. This is not one of those scam RV giveaways. This is a real one. They're giving away an Alliance Delta travel trailer. There's no purchase necessary to enter, but if you do purchase, you can gain more entries. Head over to the link in the description and you'll get all the details. Of course, terms and conditions apply. Liquified is a product made by RVers for RVers, and everybody I've talked to has been really happy with it. So consider checking them out over at liquifiedrv.com. Potential modest growth for the RV industry in 2025 could be tempered by federal tariffs, which are expected to become active tomorrow, March 4th, with Mexico and Canada at a rate of 25%. Those tariffs will affect imported products from those countries, and we do buy a decent amount of Canadian RVs in this country, and certain parts and materials come from both countries. But the bigger issue is that Canada will initiate retaliatory tariffs, and Canada is the largest international buyer of US-made RVs. In 2024, the United States RV industry shipped 29,489 units to Canada with an estimated wholesale value of $1.38 billion. China will also be hit with a 10% tariff, and certainly some components involved in RV manufacturing hail from China. The Trump administration is gambling that tariffs will help return more manufacturing jobs to the United States, and it's also using tariffs as a negotiating tool for various initiatives, including a crackdown on drug trafficking. The RV Industry Association said in a statement that it supports the administration's efforts and commitment to protecting U.S. workers and jobs and keeping Americans safe, but they fear that the retaliatory tariffs have the potential to harm American workers across the RV industry. Quote, we hope that the Trump administration and our international trading partners can quickly work together to find a solution that will benefit American industries and workers while ensuring the safety of American citizens. Canada's CTV interviewed dealers at the London, Ontario RV show earlier this month and said most dealers at the show plan to cancel all American-made orders if threatened tariffs proceed. Some of those dealers already canceled orders when tariffs were announced a month ago. On February 19th, the new EPA administrator, Lee Zeldin, formally submitted to Congress the EPA's approval of 3 California Air Resources Board, or CARB, waivers under the Clean Air Act for congressional oversight, which could lead to a possible repeal of those waivers. This is what the whole motorhome quote-unquote ban was about last year in California and other states that follow California's emissions laws. Large trucks and RVs would have to quickly move towards zero emissions over the next few years in those states. This follows the decision in January by CARB to withdraw the waiver request for the Advanced Clean Fleets rule due to its doubt that a Clean Air Act waiver would be granted for that rule. So, according to the RVIA, the decision to seek congressional consideration of the three waivers could allow Congress to swiftly repeal the standards using expedited procedures under the Congressional Review Act. Votes to repeal the waivers by Congress would effectively overturn the regulations. Under the Clean Air Act, states generally have to abide by federal air pollution standards. However, when the Clean Air Act was adopted, Congress gave California special authority to adopt its own more stringent limits, preempting federal mandates, subject to individual EPA waiver approvals. That's these things here. The EPA has issued California more than 100 waivers over the past decades. Under the previous administration, the EPA asserted that the waivers weren't considered federal rules subject to the Congressional Review Act, and they didn't submit them to lawmakers in Congress for extra scrutiny. So now that is happening. Legislation to overturn the waivers is expected to be introduced soon. Even if Congress decides to revoke the waivers, though, they will likely be subject to lawsuits and court deliberations over the next several months. Airstream has debuted its first all-electric travel trailer, the Basecamp 20XE. Now, this isn't an electric drive trailer. I want to be clear. It's a trailer that doesn't require propane for heating and cooking, though there is a backup propane tank on board for use as an alternate fuel source and for outdoor grilling. The Basecamp 20XE features a fully inverted 30-amp electrical system with a 3,000-watt inverter, 600 watts of rooftop solar panels, and 10.3 kilowatt hours of lithium battle-borne batteries, enough to run the optional air conditioner and microwave occasionally. The unit also comes equipped with an upgraded solar pre-wire port near the A-frame, where up to an additional 300 watts of ground-deploy solar panels may be plugged in. The combined water heater and furnace system can operate on multiple fuel settings, including all-electric, all-propane, or a mix of both. A water miser type recirculating feature in the wet bath reduces water waste by redirecting cold water from the water heater into the fresh tank until it reaches the desired temperature. Other RVs have this. Essentially, you don't lose that water where you're waiting for the hot water to come out. It recirculates that back in until it turns hot, and then you can flip it over and you've got hot water right there. An optional composting toilet is available as an upgrade as well. For cooking flexibility, a removable single burner induction cooktop can be used both indoors and out via 110-volt outlet. The trailer comes standard with the Airstream X package, which includes 3-inch lift, rugged tires, and black protective coated stone guards for extra protection against brush and branches. MSRP starts at $76,900. That's a lot for a little guy. That's it for this week's RV and camping news. Hey, if you like what we do here, consider becoming a Mile Marker member. We now have a free tier. This is going to give you a weekly newsletter, kind of get you introduced into the system a little bit. You get a weekly newsletter from us, no cost to you at all, and it's going to have all the links to all the content that we put out every week and a little bit more, some stories from Abby and I as well. Head over to the link in the description to sign up, and I hope to see you there. Thanks so much, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.